Hey guys, Josh here. So far, 2022 has been a pretty amazing year in terms of farming games. We got the Western release of Rune Factory 5, many games started their early access on Steam, such as My Time at Sunrock, Immortal Life, and more recently Dincom, which I absolutely cannot stop playing. There were a few more games here and there, but things are not slowing down for us as many more releases are scheduled to release between now and the end of the year. So I wanted to discuss the games that will be releasing in the next few months. Some of them very promising, others not as much, but let's start and discuss everything. The first game on my list, Ikonei Island, is coming out very soon, actually tomorrow, August 18, in early access on Steam. Developed by Snow Castle Games, Ikonei Island lets you explore, gather resources, craft, customize the island, all of that while fighting against pirates and monsters. However, it looks like customization will be the core of the game here. You will be able to create your character, and from what I saw in the trailer, it looks like you can play as different races. Then you'll get to decorate not only the interior of your house, but also the exterior and the whole island to truly make it your own. Customization and decoration is usually what keeps me playing these kind of games for a long time, so I hope it doesn't disappoint and that we really do get a lot of freedom and options for furnitures, fences, and things like that. And besides customization, we will also be able to befriend wild creatures and use their abilities to gather resources. There's of course going to be farming, and on top of that, there will be an option to play with friends. Remember that this game will start in early access, so not all features may be available right away, and we will have to wait a while before the full release, but I'm very excited to be checking out Ikonei Island in the next few days. Originally supposed to release in August, but just pushed back to September with no exact release date, is Blue Oak Bridge, a farming sim with a cute 2D hand-painted style that takes place in a storybook filled with magic and secrets. Artistically, it reminds me of an old MMO strategy RPG called Dofus. I don't know if anyone watching ever played that game. If you did, please let me know. But anyway, the art style is similar, I think, and it looks pretty interesting. As you try to solve the mysteries surrounding the village of Eloria, you will be growing crops, tending to livestock, fishing, as well as brewing potions, upgrading your tools and weapons, and befriending villagers, getting married, and all of that stuff. The game seems to be putting an emphasis on the story and the diverse cast of 30 characters, 15 of which you can romance, along with the potion and fantasy elements. Potions will allow you to do things such as replenishing your health, teleporting yourself, or even controlling the weather. I think this sounds fun, however, to be completely honest, recently there are so many farming games where you either play as a witch or you brew potions, and don't get me wrong, it is a nice theme, but the problem with that is that many of these games might end up feeling very similar. I just hope that Blue Oak Bridge will manage to differentiate itself from the other ones. It does have a unique art style, that's for sure, but I guess we'll have to play to see if it's worth it or not. And for that reason, I'm looking forward to playing it on Steam next month or whenever it releases. Then, on September 27th, we'll get the full release of Hokko Life, not only for Steam, but also PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The game released in early access on Steam last year, and just like many games on this list, it really focuses on decorating and customization. You will be moving to a little town that needs your help to be re-energized, and you will have to place buildings for new villagers to move in, decorate the inside of their house with furniture that you either designed yourself or downloaded from other players, and you'll also get to embellish the town with flowers, benches, bridges, and anything else you can imagine. This is a game with a lot of potential as the furniture building tool allows you to let your creativity go wild, and you can pretty much build anything, but unfortunately when I played it last year, I encountered many game-breaking bugs that forced me to restart my save file a countless number of times, not to mention that it would often crash or freeze when I tried to design my furniture, and the building tools were a bit clunky, at least with the mouse and keyboard. But with that being said though, the game has received multiple updates since, and it looks like it's getting somewhat better, but the reviews are still mostly mixed on Steam, so I'm not too sure what to think. Let me know what you think of Hokko Life if you've played it already. For me, it's a game I really want to enjoy as it has good ideas. So even though it had kind of a rough start, I will be giving it a second chance on September 27 when the full release is out, and hopefully it will be better than the early access. On the same date of September 27th, we're gonna be busy because there's also the release for Willowdale Farm Adventures on PS4, 5, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. So here's the plot of the game. Your cousin, Mayor Moneybag's daughter, has decided to transform the town into a modern tourist attraction. She doesn't like anything that's related to farming, she doesn't like animals, So the animals felt abandoned and decided to leave by themselves, and all of the villagers also decided to leave, and now the town is in ruins. The mayor, Mr. Moneybags, who's also your uncle, then asks for your help to restore harmony between people and nature and bring the town back to its former glory. I don't usually require a good story to enjoy a farming game, but here, things seems to make no sense. How come the mayor's daughter has the power to completely change the town? Why is the mayor himself unable to do anything? I have lots of questions, but hopefully once we start playing, it will all come together beautifully. As you try to revitalize the town and bring people back, by not making it a tourist attraction, which once again doesn't seem to make too much sense, but you'll be taking care of crops, livestock, and upgrading your skills. You'll also get to explore outside of town, where you'll find diverse environments such as a desert, flower fields, or a snowy mountain. These areas will feature dungeons, where you'll get to fight monsters, but the combat seems very clunky and underwhelming, at least from what can be seen in the trailer. I'm also getting some mobile game vibes from this game. I don't know if it's just the lightning icon for the stamina or the very simple graphics, but overall, my expectations are a bit low for life in Willowdale. Who knows, it could be a surprisingly good game. Maybe it's for a younger audience. I don't know, but we will find all of that out next month when the game releases. If you can wait just a bit longer, however, there is a game I know for sure will be amazing. On October 11, Coral Island will finally get out of its alpha testing and go into early access on Steam, which means everyone will be able to start playing. I'm sure you all know about Coral Island already, but if you don't, it is a farming game that reimagines the genre, and it takes place on a beautiful tropical island inspired by Indonesia, where the developers are located. Not only will you be able to grow tropical fruits like durian or dragon fruit, you will also get to take care of beautiful animals such as luwaks and peacocks. Other features include diving to clean up the coral reef and gather resources, making friends with the merfolk, decorating your farm, and improving your character's abilities gradually with the different skill trees. This game promises to offer a lot of content and an original twist to the farming sim genre, which I think is needed as we're used to seeing the same themes over and over again. So I'm very excited for this change. I'm very hopeful that this game will be a success. It looks like the developers working at Stairway Games are really putting a lot of care into it, and I can't wait to discover all of this with everyone in October. Keep in mind it will be an early access, so some features will be incomplete and it will only be on Steam for now, but if you're able to wait a bit more for the full release, the game will eventually come to consoles as well. I'm sure I will still be playing Coral Island in November, but I will definitely be putting some time aside for the sequel to Doraemon Story of Seasons, called Doraemon Story of Seasons: Friends of the Great Kingdom. I really enjoyed the first game, mostly because of its unique watercolor, kind of storybook art style. It gave it a lot of charm, and just looking at how the different areas and seasons look make me feel so relaxed every time I play this game. The first one, however, certainly had some flaws, such as being very grindy, which personally I do like, but I know most people don't. It took a long time to get enough materials to upgrade tools and to buy things to decorate your farm, and overall it was a pretty slow progression, not to mention the hour-long introduction to the game, during which many people simply gave up on the game. However, the producer has mentioned that they listened to a lot of the players' feedback and using it to improve the sequel. They are making a lot of balance adjustments, improving the UI, and doubling down on a beautiful artwork with better lighting, more diverse environments, and new perspectives like new camera angles. Brand new features will also be added, such as a co-op mode to play with a friend, giant and rare crops, as well as the ability to change outfits for Nobi and his friends, who this time will all be living together on the farm. I'm confident that this game will be even better than the first one and solve issues the first game may have suffered from. Also, if you have not played the first game, I still recommend it. Even if you're not really into Doraemon, I didn't know much about Doraemon before playing it, but I still managed to find the story interesting. The gameplay itself is pretty close to what you can expect from a typical Story of Seasons game. It's one of my favorite in the series. So try it if you can, or wait for the sequel if you can only get one game. Published by Bandai Namco, Doraemon Story of Seasons: Friends of the Great Kingdom will come out for Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Steam. Just 2 days after Doraemon, Square Enix will be offering us a completely different farming game with Harvestella, which looks like a much darker and action-oriented experience. This game took many people by surprise when it was announced during the last Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase back in June, and I'm very excited to see Square Enix take on the farming sim genre. Some interesting features of this game include Quietus, which is a season that will occur in between the regular seasons, where crops wither and deadly dust prevents people from going outside. Also, when you're not farming, cooking extremely delicious looking dishes or fishing, you will also be able to go out and fight some monsters, and I have to say the combat here looks so fun. There will be different jobs such as fighter, shadow walker, mage, skylancer, and more, each with different weapons and abilities, and you and your party members will be able to change between them instantly during combat. I really hope the game will take full advantage of this and really encourage players to alternate between jobs in order to defeat the different monsters. Overall, I find that few farming games have engaging combat system, so I'm very excited for what this game could bring. There will also be different towns to explore, all with distinct styles and NPCs to help and become friends with. I'm so looking forward to this game. It looks unique and has a lot of potential, but I'm also trying not to get too excited about it, as there's always a little chance it could end up being disappointing for some reason. And of course, we still have not seen too much gameplay. But in any case, while we wait for this game to come out for Steam and Nintendo Switch on November 4th, we will have all of the other games on this list to play beforehand, plus everything else that's already out. I hope you enjoyed this video and were able to discover some new games. Let me know if you could only pick one game from this list to play this year. Which one would you choose? For me, I think it would be Harvestella, just because it looks quite different from anything we currently have. But Coral Island and Doraemon Story of Seasons Friends of the Great Kingdom come to a very close second. Let me know if I missed some games. I'm sure I did because there are just so many. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay informed about upcoming farming games. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.